How environment can kill God-given potential. The Bible teaches us that God places potential inside every person, but it also warns us that potential can be suppressed, delayed, or destroyed by the people we surround ourselves with. Proverbs 13:20 says, "He who walks with the wise will be wise, but the companion of fools will be destroyed." That verse is not poetic, it is practical. The eagle among chickens. Imagine an eagle raised among chickens. The eagle eats what they eat, lives how they live, thinks how they think. Though it was created to soar, it spends its life scratching the ground, not because it lacks wings, but because it lacks vision. This is what happens to believers who are called higher, but remain surrounded by people who think lower. Potential can be buried by familiarity. Jesus himself faced this reality. Mark 6:4-5 tells us that Jesus could not do many miracles in his hometown because of their unbelief. They said, "Is this not the carpenter?" They were too familiar with his past to believe in his calling. Even the Son of God experienced limitation, not in power, but in environment. Sometimes the people who know you best are the ones who believe in you least. Biblical examples. When company determines destiny, Lot and Abraham. Lot walked with Abraham and prospered. But when Lot chose the environment of Sodom, his spiritual vision collapsed. Yet Peter 2:7-8 says Lot was oppressed by the filthy conduct of the wicked. The land looked good, but the environment was toxic. Environment always shapes outcomes. Samson had supernatural strength, but weak associations. Judges 16 shows how Delilah didn't steal his strength. His discernment was already gone. Wrong people don't always attack your calling directly. Sometimes they slowly wear it down. Peter was bold among believers, but weak among scoffers. Matthew 26:69-75 shows Peter denying Jesus, not among disciples, but by a fire with unbelievers. Same Peter, different environment, different outcome. Life example, the power of environment. You see this in real life. A student placed among achievers rises. An addict surrounded by addicts struggles to change. A believer constantly around compromise eventually normalizes sin. 1 Corinthians 15:33 warns us clearly, "Do not be deceived. Evil company corrupts good habits." Paul says, "Do not be deceived because many believers think they are immune." No one is. God calls us to fly higher. Isaiah 40:31 declares, "But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles." Notice, eagles don't fly with chickens. They rise. They separate. They follow the wind. Sometimes God's call to growth is a call to change who you listen to. Jesus chose his circle. Carefully, Jesus loved everyone, but he didn't give everyone access. He preached to crowds. He taught the 70. He discipled the 12. And he revealed his glory to 3. Your access determines your influence. Not everyone deserves a front row seat to your purpose. The call to separation is not pride, it's obedience. 2 Corinthians 6:17 says, "Come out from among them and be separate, says the Lord." Separation is not rejection, it's protection. God is not calling you to abandon people, but he may be calling you to change proximity. Final call if you feel stuck. If your faith feels weak, if your vision has shrunk, ask yourself, am I living like a chicken because I'm surrounded by chickens, when God created me to soar with eagles? You cannot discover sky-level purpose while living ground-level relationships. God placed wings on you for a reason. It's time to rise.